So yeah, this top 10 list is a year late. It's my top 10 list of anime from 2014. But if there's anything I've learned from watching Matt, Pet, Wooly, and Liam of Two Best Friends, you can present a list a year late and people for some strange reason still watch it. I guess because they want to see what you chose for your list that year. So I guess without further ado, here's my top 10 list of anime for 2014. I also do have several other top 10 lists I wanted to share from 2014 and 2015, but I'll split those up in between videos. So without further ado, enjoy. Number 10, Hellsing Ultimate. Now, I do have a reason for why this is so low on the list, and that's only because I saw one episode of it. Man, was that episode good. But yeah, you got Walter betraying Integra because he was promised immortality by this psychopath. But yeah, another thing too is that the eldest Valentine brother somehow survived being eaten alive by Alucard's jackal, only to be killed by Walter and then used as a meat shield in his fight against Alucard, as Integra is cordially invited upon the major ship and marches right in me territory, all the while I'm just sitting there like, what? So yeah, Hellsing Ultimate. I like what I've seen so far, but that's why it's so low on the list, because I've only seen one episode, and I really do need to finish it. Number 9, Space Dandy. A lot of episodes and pretty much a lot of anime have this standalone feel to them, but not in the same manner that Space Dandy and by extension Banyan Stalking do. And by that I mean they feel more like a Western cartoon, where every episode, at least in Space Dandy's case, is not in continuity with the episode before it. And the premise, of course, is you got this dude named Space Dandy as he's flying around space with a ragtag team of misfits, an android, and an anthropomorphic cat thing, as they go on a series of misadventures, which vary from episode to episode. And the reason why, of course, it's so low on the list is because, well, I haven't finished it, and I really can't remember a lot from the episodes that I did see. Number 8, Metal Fighter Miku. If it ain't clear by now, I love pro wrestling, which is one of the draws to this anime for me. The story involves Miku and the Pretty Four, aka her comrades, training under this a-hole in order to participate in a futuristic form of armored pro wrestling. The English dub really isn't all that great, and the animation is kind of what you'd expect from the 90s. Good in certain spots, stiff in others. But in all honesty, I just watch it pretty much for the pro wrestling and Power Rangers-esque feel to it. Number 7, Devil May Cry, the animated series. Now, as one who's played Devil May Cry 3 and 4, this is a lot slower paced than the games are. And that's understandable, as of course the anime, and by extension the light novels and manga adaptations, were more focused on the narrative, as opposed to just the action-oriented aspects of the series. The series apparently took place in between Devil May Cry 1 and 4, and was rather episodic in nature, which was weird. But the basic setup was Dante would get a case, he would investigate said case, which would, on occasions, inevitably lead him to fighting and killing a demon. There was also a subplot involving a little girl he was looking after. I can't remember what it was, hence why I need to rewatch this. Number 8, Banyan Stalking, God of Belt. If you remember what I said earlier about Banyan Stalking and Space Dandy having episodic narratives, Well, yeah, they do. The only difference is, with Banyan Stalking here, it actually has an overarching narrative. Two sisters, whom are angels, Banyan and Stalking, are trying to get their way back into heaven by killing demons and earning gold coins. They actually succeed in doing this, which would explain why this got only one season. But this season ends on the cliffhanger, which I ain't spoiling here. Number 5, Attack on Titan. And this should be a lot lower on the list because I haven't finished it yet. But everyone knows the premise by this point, but for that 0.2% of you that don't, here's the rundown. Our main protagonist, Eren Yeager, who you see in the front, lives in a world inhabited by giants, and that has caused humans to live behind several walls in order to protect themselves from being eaten by said mindless giants. It's basically The Walking Dead with man-eating giants, a story of Eren Yeager seeking revenge on all the Titans because one ate his mother, and, well, some rather well-animated fight scenes. Number 4, Sailor Moon Crystal. I haven't finished this one either, still on season 1. However, it is so high on the list because, well, I'm an unapologetic Sailor Moon fan. It's my second favorite anime of all time. But while I haven't read the entirety of the manga either, I am pleasantly surprised at how closely it fits to the manga. From the art style to, well, the story structure. Although there are some elements of the original anime that I will sorely miss as I continue this anime, like the Rainbow Crystal arc, Jedi and Zoiside's love fest. Yeah, they aren't lovers in the manga, go figure. That's about all I missed so far. They're already in the 3rd season introducing Rini, Wiseman, and the Negamoon, and I'm still in the introductions of Sailor Venus and Jupiter. Look, I've been a very busy man. Anyways, on to the next number. Number 3, Summer Wars. Yes, I know it's a film. Yes, I know it's technically Digimon with human characters, but still, I like it. Summer Wars takes place during a family reunion before our main character's uncle decides to pay them a visit and warn them about a virus, codenamed Love Machine, which pretty much threatens the entirety of the internet. See, the internet is very important to the denizens of this particular universe, kinda like how it is our own these days. And the funny thing is, this whole conflict is resolved through a card game. And the funny thing is, the tension is actually there. I don't know how they managed to pull that off, but they did. And it kinda worked, at least for me. Next number. Number 2. Kill la Kill. Guess what? I haven't finished this one either, but I'm in the process of doing so. Kill la Kill involves a girl named Ryuko Montoya fighting her way through a 4 elite guard at a militant academy in order to find out who killed her dear old pappy. Well, you see, her father's assassin is actually a student at the academy she invaded for answers. What sold this anime for me was mostly the animation, pacing, and humor. Another aspect that sold this anime for me was the fact that, well, in these first few episodes, those didn't always involve Ryuko fighting her way through the academy. She had to make her way through an obstacle course. She had to play a game of tennis, and there was one instance, well, where Mako's character was developed as she ran a fight club. In my opinion, this anime has a lot more going for it than just a simple narrative and sexual fan service, but I'll get into that later. And now, the honorable mentions. Kinnikuman. It shouldn't be a surprise that this is on this list, but I feel it's an honor to actually have gotten to see this. While the animation is a bit stiff, I mean, it's an anime from the 80s, I pretty much enjoyed it for the balance of comedy and, well, drama. Plus, pro wrestling superheroes. Enough said. And JoJo's Bizarre Adventure battle tendencies. At the time of making this list, I didn't finish watching it, and, well, Let's just say it lives up to its name, especially with the Pillarmen, who are kind of weird. You could argue that it's a tad melodramatic, but hey, it's a story from the 80s, and if there's anything I'm a sucker for, it's melodrama 80s action series. And my number one favorite anime of 2014 is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders. Now, at the time of recording this, I have not finished Season 2. However, I did finish watching Season 1, hence why it's on this list. Our story involves the third generation JoJo named Jotaro, who has psychic abilities that manifest into a physical form called a stand, as his mother has fallen ill due to her own inability to control her own stand powers, and Dio somehow involved. Yes, the vampire Dio Brando has re-emerged, and they've tracked him down in order to defeat him. Now, there is a reason why this is my number one anime of 2014, and it's the fast-paced action and clever use of psychic abilities. Yeah, I'm not gonna kid you all here. Aside from the 80s melodrama, the characterization and depth of the characters, I do personally really like the action of this series. Especially since, well, God forbid, they actually use legit strategies when dealing with the other stand users hired by Dio. Yeah, strangely enough, the usual strategy going into each encounter isn't always beat the bad guy to a bloody pulp because you're stronger than him. There's actually some tactics in play here, which for battle shonen anime feels kinda weird, but I welcome it. Oh yeah, and another thing, this somehow tops the bizarreness of its predecessor battle tendencies. I don't know how Hiraki did it, but he freaking did it. But yeah, that's my top 10 list of 2014. I can understand if no one agrees with this list, but hey, keep an eye out for my top 10 list of 2015 anime. But regardless, this is Demonic Redemption signing up. I will see you all in the next video. Have a nice day.